Hello, and welcome back to Healing Sessions EXJW. And we have a guest today. This is Arya. Arya, want some cabbage? She's been here on the farm for about 3 weeks, and I've got her as a guest here today because this little girl has reminded me of, I think, 4 important lessons that I felt like were really good reminders and applicable to us in our healing journey outside the religion. So here we go. This little thing is practically perfect. She's smart, she's curious, she's bomb-proof. She's only 10 months old, but she already leads really well on a rope. She hands me her feet, she backs up. She's practically perfect. Except for one teeny little thing. When she first got here, she was limping just a teeny bit on her back foot. And so she'd been in a 3-hour trailer ride, and so I was kind of like, well, maybe she banged herself in the trailer, we'll see how she goes. I grew up around horses, and so I've been super excited about getting her, and so I was disappointed that she had a teeny flaw. So lesson number 1 is, here I have this horse that's 99% perfect, but I was picking on the one flaw, the one thing that was wrong with her. So then here's what I did. Because she was limping, and if you know anything about horses, a horse with a limp, especially a young one, could be pretty serious. This is kind of a long-term commitment here. And, if she's lame, that's a bad thing. So one of the first things I thought was, I'm going to have to keep an eye on her. I'm going to have to protect my heart. I don't want to fall in love with this horse if she's lame. So I would go out to the pasture. Excuse me. I'd go out to the pasture and I'd pet her, but I didn't name her because the limp started getting worse. The limp progressed to flat out almost complete paralysis. And so here I'm going to show you a quick 16-second video right now of what this little limp turned into. This little limp, as you can see, turns into a full-blown dragging her leg. She is completely, she's bad. She's bad. She can't be ridden. This is serious. This is a pretty serious thing that she had. So I was super protecting my heart. I kept telling myself, you know what? I can't fall in love with her. I can't fall in love with her because I'm going to have to give her back. I'm going to lose her. So here's the other lesson, because I think we do that a lot. We've lost so much, our families, our religion. We're scared of loss. We're scared to be hurt. So we protect our hearts because we don't want to lose. And that's exactly what I did with this creature here. I protected my heart. I didn't name her. I was kind of cold with her because I kept saying in the back of my mind, I'm going to have to get rid of her. I don't want to lose her. I don't want to fall in love with her and then get rid of her. So I wasn't giving her my energy. It got, as you see, it got so bad that I decided, no, she can't stay. 99% perfect horse, 99% perfect horse. That's really good at eating vegetables. She loves cabbage, apparently. 99% perfect horse, and I'm focusing on this flaw. It blows up in my face, and so I was gonna get her back. I decided that's it. She can't stay. So the weekend came by, and I was super disappointed because I'd been looking forward to her for such a long time, and I was disappointed that I didn't have a horse. So I thought for a second, and then I thought, the truth is that a lame horse like this in Ecuador, mind you, especially in Ecuador, nobody's going to want her. She's doomed. Nobody's going to take on a lame horse. Hopefully the worst doesn't happen and she ends up horse meat, but that's a possibility. She doesn't have a very good future. So I decided that I was going to open my heart to this little thing, and that I was going to give her the absolute best weekend of her life. So I went out about 8 o'clock in the morning and I took my coffee out there with her and I took her out and I walked her around the whole property and I took the guitar out and then we sang and I just hung out with her all day. And you know what? I had such a great day. I brushed her. I mean, we hung out and she had a blast. She had such a good day too. And then about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I go to walk her back to the pasture and I notice that she has 0 limp. 0. Like, there's nothing wrong with this horse at all. And so Sunday rolls by and I had such a great day on Saturday. I decided, you know what? I'm going to love this thing, even if I have to lose her. Because at that point I had decided that I was definitely giving her back. And I decided, you know what? She's going to get another great day. So Sunday I take her out, same thing. I have my coffee with her. I took her down to the river. She loved the water. She actually rolled in the river. She gave herself a bath. We had a blast. We had such a great day. Fantastic weekend. 4 o'clock rolls around. I take her back out to the pasture and this little thing has no limp whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing is wrong with her at all. So I thought, well, okay. Monday, I had to work on Monday, but I still went out and I had my coffee with her and I had lunch with her and man, there is nothing wrong with this horse. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this horse at all. So here's what happened. I had another horse that did this actually to me once too. This is a long time ago, but I look out my kitchen window and I see my horse out there and his front leg is all wrapped up in barbed wire. So I go rushing out there and I give him grain and I unwrap him from the barbed wire and I'm like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I go back inside and I turn around about 15 minutes later and he's all wrapped up in barbed wire again. So I go running out there again. I'm like, it's okay, stay calm, everything's fine. I unwrap him from the barbed wire and go back inside and I turn around and you know, the stupid horse was actually putting his foot in the barbed wire on purpose because he knew that that would get my attention. And I would go rushing out there to save him, give him attention. So this little smarty pants, here's the background story on her. She came from a stable. As you see, she's super smart, loves people, loves attention. And she comes from this stable where she's in this pen that's, I don't know, maybe 12 by 12. And somehow along the line, my little smarty pants here realized that if she limped, she'd get some attention. That if she played the victim, somebody would come out and pay attention to her. So here's where the lessons start coming in on this video. First of all, the first lesson was instead of focusing on the 99% of perfect that she is, I focused on the flaw. And what we focus on expands. As soon as I focused on that flaw, it blew up and it got a million times worse. That's a life lesson. That is a life lesson. What we focus on expands. Secondly, I didn't want my heart to be hurt. So I protected my heart. I didn't want to fall in love with her and lose her. So I blocked it. And I almost missed out on the best horse I've ever had. Even if I would have had to give her back, by opening up my heart and enjoying the moment, enjoying the time that she could give me right at that second, I had a great weekend. And I would have, even if I'd had to give her back, I would have missed out on that. So sometimes protecting our hearts means that we lose out on really great moments, really great weekends. By protecting my heart from loss, I almost lost the best horse I've ever had. So as a result of allowing myself to be vulnerable and not afraid of loss, this horse got transformed. So here's the other lesson too, because she behaved like a victim. She learned that victimhood would get her some attention. The wrong kind of attention, but sometimes I think even humans, we have a tendency to feel like some attention is better than nothing. Negative attention is better than no attention. But her little stunt nearly cost her the best life that she could have gotten. Because of her little victimhood there, she almost lost the best life she ever had. Because maybe she was getting some attention with that limpy stunt, but what was she pushing away? What was she missing out on because of wanting the wrong kind of attention? Sometimes I think we get so caught up in our stories and in our trauma and in the past, we get sympathy for it. You know, look at what I've gone through. I don't have my family. Look at all I've lost. And people for sure go, oh man, how did you do that? How did you survive? But that's not a very healthy energy. That's not a very healthy energy at all, you know? She almost lost a really great life. Maybe even literally her life. If I'd have sent her off on her way with that little limpy stump, she could have ended up horse meat because of victimhood. So here's the summary of some of the things that she taught me, reminded me. First of all, what you focus on expands. Instead of focusing on the positive, I focused on what was negative and it blew up. Secondly, in trying to protect my heart, in trying to not lose, I almost lost. And at the very least, I would have lost a great weekend, not to mention a great horse. Victimhood. We got to step out of the victimhood because maybe it's giving us some attention and maybe it's giving us energy, but what is it pushing away? What are we losing because of that? And here's another important thing to think about too when it comes to energy and being vulnerable and being open and loving. When I wasn't doing that, I actually created this situation. I actually forced her into victim traumahood for attention. So here we are all trying to keep our hearts safe, and what kind of relationships are we missing out on? What kind of dynamics maybe are we even creating? I did this. I forced this horse to have to be a victim because I wasn't giving her love. The minute I opened my heart and I gave her the attention, she no longer limped because she realized she didn't have to be a victim anymore. She didn't have to be a victim. And so that has been about 3 weeks. And this little thing hasn't limped since. Because love heals. And being afraid of loss is no way to live. Being a victim with our stories, that doesn't work. That's no way to live. Right, Arya? Okay, so that's our farm story for today. I hope you enjoyed it. She's going to be a regular participant in my healing videos because horses are really good about teaching us lessons. All right, guys, love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.